Before we get into our last topic, I got to remind you guys, as the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's absolutely no better time to get in on the action. The app is super easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So you guys can go visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL.
Are we going to do Rams matchups here, or are we going to do Cavs?
We'll do Rams matchups.
We'll run through them quick, and we'll spend the last 5 minutes on Cavs.
Okay.
We'll do them pretty cool. We only got 3 here.
What's the biggest matchup in this game for you guys?
Aaron Donald versus Joe Bitonio. Or Wyatt Teller, you could take your choice, but if Joe Flacco's the quarterback, he needs time in the pocket. And Aaron Donald, we mentioned it before, is as good, if not the greatest ever pass rusher from the interior of the defensive line. He is the highest graded PFF pass rusher 7 consecutive years from 2015 to 2022. And if Joe Flacco is running for his life and there's consistent pressure coming up the middle from that guy, number 99, it's going to be a long day for Joe Flacco. And we have 2 all-pro guards in Joe Bitonio and Wyatt Teller. If those guys can't hold up against Aaron Donald, and by hold up, I mean at least put a little bit of resistance on his path to the quarterback, I do not like Joe Flacco's chances come Sunday.
Me is any Rams receiver versus Greg Newsome.
You're scared now, aren't you? And the reason we say any, they've got double
really
barrel where they can come at you with Cooper Kupp or now Nacua.
Yeah.
That could be bad.
And here's the thing. I think one thing that they do well, and you talk about McVay, they seem to always get some shot plays in.
Yep.
They always seem to, and a lot of what the passing game is now is just get a guy isolated and throw it up there, because it's so much that can happen: illegal contact, holding,
interference,
pass interference. So now on offense, it's just about shifting and saying, okay, if I can get my guy on one-on-one with you and throw it up, there's about a 75% chance something bad can happen for you.
The other thing is, in that scenario, the offensive wide receiver has to be more aggressive at becoming a defender on the toss-up balls.
Yep.
I see too many times in the NFL where the wide receiver realizes he's not going to catch it, and he doesn't turn into a defender. If that's a throw-up ball and the defender is in better position to get it, you need to do whatever you need to do, including pass interference.
Right.
Because you keep the football in that scenario.
Yeah.
When you don't defend that, you're giving the football up, and you just can't do that.
How would you guys match up Newsome? Let's assume Denzel's not playing. He didn't practice again yesterday, so he's probably unlikely to play on Sunday. How would you match up Newsome and Emerson against Kupp and Nacua?
I think I'd put Emerson on Nacua. At this point in their career, I think Nacua is the fresher legs. Cooper Kupp's numbers have just been pedestrian. He hasn't.
Last 5 weeks, he's not been good.
He has not been Cooper Kupp. So
underneath,
I want Emerson on their biggest threat.
Yep.
Who I still think I think now is Nacua. I don't think it's Cooper Kupp anymore.
Yeah, I think it's Nacua. And I'll say this. I was talking to Tyvis in the barbershop on, I believe it was Monday. I said, look, Denzel Ward is the difference between this defense being good or elite. Because
we saw it Sunday.
We saw that. Because if they can't play man-to-man coverage and slide Newsome into the slot and do what they do, and JOK and those guys, it's just a different look.
Well,
it's just
they were getting gashed in the run game at times on Sunday.
Yeah.
And again, Sunday was such a weird game to me because when you're watching it, you got the sense that the Broncos were having a lot of success offensively, but the final numbers,
pedestrian.
I mean, Russell threw for 135.
Yeah.
They had fewer than 300 total yards. To have 29 points with fewer than 300 yards, you got to have a safety. You got to have a short field giveaway, and they did. But they were effective. They were efficient. When they needed to move it, they moved it, and you didn't see their punter a whole lot. And I think the matchup that I'm going to be most watching is actually, and you make a lot of sense with the Aaron Donald against the Browns guards. But for me, I think this game comes down to one thing: who's playing for the Browns defense. Mm-hmm. And I said this yesterday. The 3 that are in question are Anthony Walker. Did Walker practice yesterday? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did, though.
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
I heard
but
too.
For me, the big 3, one at each level: Myles Garrett, Anthony Walker, Denzel Ward. I think if you have two of those three, you can win.
Yeah.
And even if one of those two is a handicapped Myles Garrett with half a left arm,
Right.
I still think that him being out there is going to draw attention away from other Browns defenders, and they'd be able to get home. But you got to have two of those three. So for me, it's going to be an injured Myles Garrett against the Rams' offensive front.
So Anthony Walker was technically limited in practice yesterday, which means
Okay.
he was able to do something.
That's a good sign.
Something could mean anything. He was limited.
Yeah.
But whether he can go, and JOK trying to stop Kyren Williams, by the way, who's been phenomenal the last couple of weeks, and he's not just a runner, but he's been really good in the screen game as well. And that's where JOK and Walker come in to try and track him down. He had 2 receiving touchdowns last week against Arizona. He's gone over 100 yards on the ground in 3 of the last 4 games, over 200 yards total in 2 of their last 3 games. If it's not via ground, it's by air. He's been the focal point of their offense, even with Kupp and Nacua in the lineup. So whether it's JOK or preferably JOK and Anthony Walker trying to chase down 23, the Browns are going to need pretty heroic performances from their linebackers. And tomorrow on the WKYC show, Coach Tyvis is going to break down some JOK film to show what he's done, what he did so well against Denver, and what he's going to have to do against LA to keep that up and shut him down.
We talked
He's
about
been
it
so
yesterday,
good,
but
so good.
stunning turnaround. Comeback player of the year worthy.
Yeah.
He has no
At
shot
least
at
on this, no, for the Browns.
Oh, for the Browns,
For the
yeah,
Browns. Like a guy that we were giving up on him. DeQuell said he would have cut him. And he knows the position as well as anybody. And he just said there's nothing there. And here he is playing at times like a Pro Bowl linebacker. And I think that's a huge testament to the work he did, but also to Schwarzenegger.
I believe this. Like, it's a chicken or the egg. Is a player born special and then they just do what they want to? Or is it players are always, they're about even, give or take. All of them are athletic, all of them are talented. It just takes the right coach to let them do certain things. And I truly believe that it's a lot to do with coaching. I know a lot of people don't put any, merit in it. They think it's just all the players. But, there is no Steph Curry without Steve Kerr. There is no, like.
So you're saying LeBron James wouldn't be LeBron if it wasn't for David Blatt?
That's funny. What I'm saying.
No, he said there's some people that are just born to be great, and there's others that need that molding. They need that coaching, that direction.
He needed DeQuell.
But he's right. Patrick Mahomes, I don't think Patrick Mahomes is meant for Andy Reid. You know why? Because Andy Reid is going to let him do that. We just go back and listen to Bernie Kosar. Bernie obviously knew what he was doing, but Bill Belichick knew what he was doing too. Sometimes you just don't mix and match. Like, you couldn't run that type of offense. Patrick Mahomes, there's some coaches that will put him in a box and say 1, 2, 3, stack your quarterback, stay in your progressions. But then when you get somebody that can unlock you and you already have talent, now you're in trouble. Now it's transcendent because now you got somebody that could add what they add to the game, which is letting you be free of play.
It's like letting a point guard be a point guard.
Yes.
Like create.
Yeah.
There's parameters to every offense, and you're in a team structure. But I think that's well said. Andy Reid was the perfect guy for Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes was the perfect guy for Andy Reid.
Yeah.
It's worked. It's definitely